world. Episode 299. We're getting close to 300. Cool stuff. Alright, so today's episode was about having mains. So if I look in the Steam community on the announcement, it said play your main class and use the loadout you think is best and submit one live demos of you performing well with those. I meant to say well, that's a typo. Most people did that, but some people are like, I don't have a main, so I'll just send you 30 demos of me just playing whatever on 2 Fort. Just 2 Fort, no other map, just 2 Fort. So, I did not do anything for this episode other than go through all of the demos, because we got a lot of submitters, and a lot of first-time submitters too, which is good. So everyone who submitted gets featured today, because there's one of each. So, let's see if we can consult Whitney, the whiteboard. And the reason, my setup isn't very good. I'm going to change that. But basically, the whiteboard is there. I mean, you can see the edge of it right there. And if I was to have a tripod, it would be where I'm sitting. And I need to be close to the microphone, too. Oh, is that upside down? Looks okay to those in Australia. All right. So having a main, there's not that many pros and cons to it, really. So basically, their pro is you get a mastery in all situations. So like me, I'm a sniper main, so I can handle myself in close combat as well as long-range combat because I spent so many hours playing sniper and getting absolutely killed in close combat and also fighting spies. So my counter isn't as strong against me because I played sniper so much. And basically, you dabble in a specific strength. Become good at one thing. However, the con is you get useless if you're countered properly, and it limits your growth as a player, and you also won't have experience class carryover. And what I mean by class carryover is that certain classes like Demo and Soldier are pretty similar in the same way that they're similar. And then also you have the hit scan classes like the Heavy and the Scout and the Sniper and the Spy at some extent. The aiming and the sensitivity, if you keep that the same, the aim is going to be similar and you can carry over and stuff like that. So you don't have to have a main, but it's good to have certain people to focus on, because what happens if you counter, if I'm playing Spy and I'm a main Spy and you play Pyro, but you're not a main Pyro, chances are that the main Spy is going to kill the Pyro, and the Pyro is going to have a hard time with that. But it's not too much to say about this. We're here to have fun and to watch you guys do great, and I'm not stalling because I forgot to open TF2 before we started. So I hope everyone is having a good Sunday, because that's when I record this. We're looking pretty good. All right, the game's loading. I mean, I'm not stalling at all. So, there we go. Let's see if we can open this. That's the wrong thing. Don't believe I can play the demo of this stream, but I can play the file name. All right, so starting off, it's going to be a guy who submitted a ton and only got featured once like everyone else. It's going to be Safari Gray, and he's going to be showing us the power of his Diamondback kunai in this watch. So, can you see it? There it is. Nice. Here he is on Mountain Lab, a map that sucks. And he's using a loadout, of course. It's going to be standing here, and you can't actually jump up there, to my knowledge. And then he's like, well, screw it. It's going to go around. So kunai, you have low health, but you need to get one stab and kind of tank a bit. He's also using the regular cloak, which means he can capitalize on ammo pickups to get his cloak back, which means he's going to be a bit more active, and you kind of need to be active with this. So here we have a bunch of shit. So let's see what he does. So he goes down and he's like, all right, I'm going to go for this engineer, get the health, do the sap, and then cloak. So he has some additional health, and the sap is going on, and there's a heavy. And this, as a spy, this is very hard to deal with. There's an engineer, there's a medic, and heavy. However, they all three have in common is that nobody is paying attention to what's behind them. Because the heavy's busy, and he goes in, gets the stab and a sap, and then 1 shot, 2 shots, 3 shots, hits the medic, whoops, 4 shots, out of crits, doesn't matter, 43 is enough to kill that guy. And of course he survives a little bit longer, gets a crit and misses it immediately, and then gets sniped. But he showed that due to the fact that the Diamondback just rewards you from doing spy stuff and getting the kill on the engineer, he got so many crits that he could kill an overhealed heavy that didn't react in time because he was busy firing at stuff and just killing him. Because Diamondback is really strong, and if you play this with the kunai and you actually get the kills and you get the saps, it's super strong because you get like 100, and he had like 160 health. That is more than a gunslinger engineer. That does 102 damage every shot. So there you go. So that was Safari Gray. Next up is going to be Adam, WTS, and he's going to be playing Pyro with his specific loadout. He's a Pyro main, I'm guessing, and he's using the Power Jack, Flare Gun, Degreaser. So why he isn't using the reserve shooter, I don't know. Maybe because he has a soul. Maybe he doesn't need to. So he starts off by doing this nice little flare thing, and you'll see that he uses the Power Jack at every opportunity that he can. So he does that, and he has taken some damage, and he goes for the kill on the spy, gets his health back instead of just killing the spy faster. So I'm guessing this is his main loadout. He seems to be very comfortable playing with this, so he goes back for the health, and he's not using the Power Jack when he's in line of sight to be able to take danger, but he did when he was behind cover, like here. He's very safe, so you don't really, the downside of getting hit doesn't really count if you're not getting hit. And there he goes, picking that up, and then he's not going to go attack people on the cart because they have health regen, and there's more of them, and he's just going to go back and to the sentry that is covering. I think that's the spot in the entire map that covers the least amount of stuff. And then, of course, being a Pyro main, you can see he goes for his teammates and just extinguishes them, and then he runs back using the Power Jack. And now he runs into a couple of Pyros, and then he just backs out of there, or he... I'm not sure what they were doing, but they fed him some kills, and he's doing all right. So the medic is here, ready for heals, and then he's going to go on the payload cart. Got to be careful. Somebody got stabbed. Didn't hear that, I guess. Goes in, and does he hit the flare? Nope. All right, that was unfortunate. But it's a spy, and we hit the flare on that guy. Didn't need to hit him with the Power Jack because we do have that full health. Here comes the Kritzkrieg! Take your chance, big mouth, in my Rising Taku! That was good. That was not the one I wanted. There we go, and... Oh, I missed the shot, but it's going to take out this teleporter. So we can see the strength of the Power Jack here in this combination. Very potent. The only complaint that I have is that this guy has a soul and isn't using the reserve shooter. Predictable. Oh, nice little lead on that shot, and then he's gonna go in and, well, and he dies. But he did his part. He did it very, very well. So that was Pyro Degreaser Flare Gun. I really like that. He showed great situational and map awareness. Used the map to his advantage, and the tools that he can use. Good stuff. All right, so coming up, this is gonna be a Seaport time. He's gonna be playing Demoman, and he's just gonna be using standard stuff. And this is actually not that great of a game, so we're not gonna show all of it, but we're gonna show some of it. So he's here with his team. He's just looking around. We have a ton of engineers that are a bit late to the party, but he's gonna set up the ultimate sticky trap. 4 sticks is enough to kill anyone. He puts 5. Just to be sure to kill anyone that comes by. Who knows? And then he's gonna put 3 on the cart, and then he might wait a little bit and then detonate while people are pushing. So that's a good little plan. He's doing what he should be doing as a demo. And he now stands on this and just gonna start with some spam, because who knows, if this is a pub, which it most likely is, he will get a random crit eventually. So we just gotta keep doing that, and he's just staying here. He's occupying this space. He's spent time in this location, and therefore, as a demo man, he's locking it down, gets a nice little 100 hit there, and okay, that Pyro, all right. Predictable! There we go, bye-bye. Now no more sticks, so he's just gonna go and sticky this up. Then he's gonna reload. He's gonna shoot some more bombs. And And then he's gonna spend the entire rest of the game just spamming like this. Spam, 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 spam. Spam, 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 spam. Spam, 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 spam. Yeah, you get the idea. Nothing cool happened. But he basically made a sticky trap and then he killed people and then he did Demoman stuff. Not overextending, not doing anything crazy, just standard stuff. Stood back, spammed, got a kill every now and then they fucking won because the team couldn't even capture the first point. So, well played to Seaport with that sticky trap right in the beginning there. Because anything is good against a bad team, right? So, next up is going to be another Demoman that uses almost the same loadout, but it's a bit different. This is going to be Bazinga, and he's going to be using Grenade Launcher, but he's going to be using the Quickie Bomb Launcher as well. And I forget did I mention the melee? No, I didn't. So he goes out, and he's going to be a lot more aggressive than the last guy we saw, which is why I'm going to feature this in full. So I felt like he was passive, but he was a bit too passive. So he starts off the game with the best random crit ever. Jesus, that's like the first thing he did. He's like, whoa, better just shoot at that thing. Oh, it's so great for him. And then we have the WM1 Pyro gets taken out. Bazinga, Pyro for the win. Yeah, that's absolutely right. And then grabbing some health, and he's not done. He's being aggressive. He's gonna check that area for spies maybe. And we're in the tunnel again, the crit tunnel, and he picks up some more kills. He's doing fairly well. He's mainly using the pipe bomb launcher. And he's not really using those too much, and there's a sniper there, and then the medic is in the front for some reason. The medic wants to pop the Uber on this, and the engineer just stands there absolutely trapped in fear as he gives him his autograph with his sign, and then I think the medic died. Yep, the medic's dead, and he's here by himself, but the enemy team sucks, so they're not able to follow up on his overextension. He literally just walks out of there. He doesn't even jump. That's what he does. Because this is basically what happened with the other team too. They were not able to capture the first point. So he's just laying down some spam this area, and then he goes for a little sticky jump. More spam. Oh! Launched him right in the air and killed him. Nice work there. He's just doing some more spam, looking for the opening. The medic is, he gets another crit, but that misses, so that's not really fair, is it? So then the sniper throws the PP on him, and then nobody hits him. I mean, he hits himself, and then he jumps, and the Girardi was absolutely pointless because it did nothing. It made his screen a little yellow, that was all. And there's the engineer, putting down a mini sentry in probably one of the worst spots you can put it down. There's a medic. That is not as predictable as we would like to, but he's super weak, and... Oh shit, there's overtime. Shit, they are capping. What should we do? We should just trust our team, I guess. And there we go, victory, and the other, yeah, Bazinga wins. So, good job to Bazinga and the other dude. The demo's on Badwater. So we're gonna go and look at some engineer dudes. We saw an engineer get absolutely destroyed here, so now we're gonna watch an engineer play. So it's gonna be Esteban Failsmore, and he's gonna be doing, I think this guy's a Korean, because there's a lot of Korean names, or at least he plays in Korea. So here he is, here he is. He's just gonna run out, and he starts with teleporter entrance. There, a little bit of a long stretch. And then he's just gonna go over here, and then he's gonna do what engineers does best, and he starts with the teleporter exit, sentry, then goes right for the dispenser. This is pretty good, and then he focuses on the dispenser a little bit, and then he just makes sure that the sentry goes up, and then he's watching the point, and he sees not too much, and he's like, well, not gonna contest the demo and the medic. I can't really do too much there, so he's just gonna stay here and work on buildings. So he knows what to do, so he starts with upgrading the dispenser, because if you have the dispenser, it actually is more important than a sentry, because a sentry can get destroyed easily. It's in the fire zone, while the dispenser isn't. And already his sentry has picked up a couple of kills, and now he is able to fully sustain this. He's also using the shotgun, so he will be helping the sentry with that. It really helps when the sentry is upgrading, just like that, to have a shotgun, because you won't be able to repair it properly, and if the enemy team focuses, they will be able to kill it. And he heard, oh, is that a spy? Are you an obvious, oh, yes! Obvious spy, idiot. And then the Pyro comes and puts on the gibbous vision, and... Okay, so that's a friendly spy. All right, so people are shooting his thing. You're not sure which... Oh, then the sentry goes down. Whoops, yeah, snipers tend to do that. And then he's gonna rebuild. He'll rebuild, and despite having lost the gun, his team captures. He's spending a lot of time just occupying the space. This is where he belongs. Nothing is going to get the drop on him. He has full control of everything. And then he just goes and sees the sniper, and the sniper kind of leaves, and he leaves him too. So what do you do now? Well, he decides that a level 2 teleporter is good. This Pyro. I'm not sure what he's doing, but he's looking at the sentry, and now he's dead. And then the other guy ran in front of the sentry, and now he is dead too. So there's 2 dead Pyros. Is that the spy? Yep, because it's disguised as a heavy, and he runs not like a heavy, so that's obviously a spy. Disguised as a spy. Pro tip. So he's still looking for the spy. He's not really doing too much. They're owning the point, and his sentry is actually covering the point, so right now all he has to do is just pay attention to the sentry. He spends the excessive amount of time just upgrading the teleporter, and his team keeps teleporting in, and they're facing the right direction, so they always go in front of the sentry, which helps. Then we just wait for the clock here. There's a soldier who literally walks into this. We have the spy again who jumps onto the sentry and just dies because he's bad. He's behind the sentry. He isn't being pressured all that much. There's like no demo stuff. There's a soldier that comes in, but like the soldier, if you're a soldier, here's a little pro tip. If you jump in front of the sentry, you're gonna fucking die. However, if you stand here, you can actually shoot. Oh, we can't really see it that well. But the sentry's there, and you can shoot it from afar. That's like a really good tip that you could use. And then you have the Pyro who just acts like a spy, but is actually on your team. And then we just wait for the clock to run down. Wait. Yeah, I'm not sure what the red team is doing, but they're not on the point, which is fine. Set down, yep, there we go. Top fragger, almost. Only a spy, but spies get like 2.5.3 points per kill, so fuck them. They don't care. So, next gonna be the guy who submitted all of the classes on 2 Fort. And I'm gonna show you the one that was by far the most interesting thing. I've never seen this before on 2 Fort. So, here he is. He's currently a medic with the pan, so I'm guessing this is just like a fun loadout because no medic in their right mind would do this. And here we have, oh, there's a soldier with the target hit. He kills him with a random crit, just for fairness. Oh, that was a double spy. The triple brass beast heavy plus sentry combination here. And they're just shooting the wall, making sure that anyone who passes, including spies, will not be able to pass. And then we have this Demoman who gets killed by another random crit. That's 2 kills. And this is pretty much unstoppable strategy. Like, nobody will ever be able to pass through here unless they jump up top or just go through here, which they could do whenever they want. But regardless, this impenetrable brass beast defense is holding up because both teams are in 2-2 position, or a situation where the first capture wins. So we are just overseeing this brass beast continuation of bullet wasting, but that's fine. But now we're gonna follow a Demoman. We're gonna go out, we're gonna take a hit, and then we're gonna kill a guy, and then we're gonna run and get sniped by that guy. That was my main. Send it to GPS. That was... It's good. It's really good. Alright, next up is Pyro Coffee. And he's going to be playing Medic on Dust Bowl. But on the wrong team, he's going to be blue. So we're just going to wait for the gates to open. And he has a fairly decent setup here, so we'll see what his main is. If you're a quick fix main, then you should go fuck yourself. Medigun is the best one. So it starts off, and last episode we talked about how do you ever counter like people standing on the high ground here. The answer is just Uber whenever. Goes in and kills the Kritzkrieg soldier. Catches the spy sniper, which the soldier was oblivious to. And he's going to be healing this heavy, and the heavy dies. He's alive, so now he is doing what I would believe is a mistake, because inside this house there's 2 fully sized health kits. He could go and grab one of those. He doesn't know if they have been grabbed, but the chances are that they haven't. But instead, he goes for a bit more, what I would like to call like a risky, like a safe risky thing, because he goes back down in the ditch here, and this is where you never want to be in case there's like a rogue crit rocket or rogue, whatever, but he stays here, gets his health, goes back out, and then he just heals everybody. And I like this. I like when medics heals everybody and not just the one guy that's doing the best. What I'd like to see is a bit more aggression on that spy there with the Uber slot, because he's in front of you. It's basically free Uber if you have sensitivity high enough so you don't get mad or stabbed like a noob. But he's always doing what I like to do. He's doing 180s, and that soldier's movement right there. I'm gonna go and we're just gonna go back a little bit. And we're gonna see if you can catch the suspicious here, because I'm pretty sure that guy is a spy. So here we are, we're rewinded a little bit. Here he is healing. And then we see a soldier going on the right side here, right? So that's a soldier, he's going on the right side. Or left side for us. And was that the same guy? Fuck, I missed, I gotta go back and see. Alright, detective GPS is on the case. Alright, so I'm just gonna move. I'm just gonna use this and we're gonna see exactly what happened. So there's the soldier. Goes there. Okay, he starts and goes back. Alright. Now, witness what the soldier is doing. He does this little strafe thing. And then he jumps forward. So we're just gonna check if he was a spy, because I think he was a spy. Yep. Absolutely a spy. So that is very... Because soldiers on our team wouldn't do that. Like that. Oh, you're a medic. Oh, let me just, I'm just gonna go this way right here. So that was a bit of a bad catch. He saw it, but he didn't recognize it. But I like what Fake Coffee is doing here, that he is spending more time looking behind himself than he actually is looking in front of him. Because you have somebody who's healing in front of you. You don't need to look at the guys they're shooting. You need to look at your teammates, and they are also behind you and stuff. So now he has another Uber. And there, the heavy is again with the Demoman, so 2 Demoman actually, and now we're in a place where this is pretty good. And witness the best crossbow today. He goes bam, shoots and hits the heavy, and it's good. It's pretty good. And then he hits him again, because shooting excess arrows is never a good idea. You should just shoot them when you're pretty sure. And he calls it a spy. This heavy is pretty oblivious because 1, the medic calls spy. 2, he stops healing you. He keeps calling spy, and the heavy's like, the point's there. Don't care about the spy. Like, pfft. And then the heavy just uses the Gru. He has other plans. There's not the biggest defense. And yep, there's the spy. He called it, and the heavy still doesn't know. The heavy has no idea the spy just came there. And of course, yeah, the spy's still behind this heavy. And he's like, well, fuck it, I'll just take care of the spy myself then. Thank you. Oh, you're fucking welcome, heavy. Good thing you have such an open eyes for spies. It's not like I fucking protected you like the entire game. He won, so we're not supposed to be mad, but... Pro tip if you're heavy. I don't think we have had heavies today. There are no heavy mains, apparently. Except for that one guy who played every class. If you hear the medic call spy and then he stops healing you, you just drop whatever you're doing and you turn around and you see what's up. Doesn't, because you can hear it, right? So this is going to be Peck Wanik, and he is going to be playing Pyro. And he's just going to be a bro and upgrade stuff first, and he is using Shotgun Degreaser Power Jack, and he is a pretty good Pyro, I gotta say. He has some solid mechanics, solid positioning. He's on the defensive side, so he's also just going for support. He's not going for like the mass kill, so he's doing a lot of chip shots and then spending repositional time and looking around. He saw the spy smoke because the spy doesn't know. And then he's not sure if the spy has passed, but now he's on a spy hunt. And yep, there he is.
Predictable!
So he was right because he knows the point of interests for spies, and that's usually the sentry nest, and he knew that he got past. So instead of trying to chase him where he was, he just went where he was going, and then he killed the medic with the shotgun. Traitor. So you can see that there's a heavy. He does not go up to his face and just hold M1. He backs off immediately. He uses the rocks for cover, which is pretty good. You can see here he's also doing this. He's spending time in cover while he's reloading. And he's just going back, and he saw a friendly Pyro get killed by a friendly rocket. Friendly Pyro killed by friendly rocket. That means spy. And then he catches another spy. Because the other team might just be spies, for all we know. And he tries to save all the medics a lot of times. He does this, and this nice little dispenser helps him, and he's going to be able to secure this area by air blasting up and using shotgun. Doing chip shots like this is very useful because like damage numbers has a way of just adding up. So if enough people do chip shots, people will die. And there he goes. He goes back. And now, if you play Pyro enough, you kind of know when the spies have respawned and when they're back in the game and how long they take to get out there. Same goes for if you're playing, like I play Sniper. So if I kill a spy, I've played Sniper enough on enough maps that I know-ish when spies are gonna be back. And I think Pekwanik knows this as well. So whenever he kills a spy, he has like an internal timer. I don't think he actively thinks about this, but it's like, well, right about now should be a time where spies are here, especially when they have this many spies. And then he gets some nice reef. Look at this. Medic, oh, dude, so low on the health. Didn't get the kill on him, but he brought him very weak. And of course, spies disguising while not invisible. That's the dumbest thing. And oh, look at this.
Predictable.
Is that the 27 guy again? No, there's another guy. And just goes around the side here, and he's doing pretty well. So if you're a Pyro and if you're struggling, play like this. Play like this. Also, he's just like air blasting the heavy, coming on the flank. Pretty good stuff altogether. So it's basically like having, like the tip is like, oh, if you're bad at bicycling, just get better. Just have better balance, obviously. Backs out immediately as the heavy comes. He has the vaccinator on him, then he goes out and finishes the job. Soldier doesn't know how to shoot. He just dies. Another reflect. And a reload the reflect. He has the timings in order. So the other team is gonna just struggle a lot, so basically they're not able to capture the first point and they destroy them. So we've seen enough. Because he just keeps doing that, and the spies, like in the corner where he killed like most of the spies, he just keeps killing them there over and over and over. So moving on, we're gonna go back to what just got killed a lot, and that is a spy, and it's gonna be Greg Rock, and he's gonna be playing on a map that I hate, which is Frontier, because it sucks.
Mission ends in 60 seconds.
And he's gonna be using L'Étranger and Eternal Reward and Inviswatch. So that means he can't disguise. However, whoever he stabs, he kills and takes the disguise of. So, just gonna go around the side there, and that was a spy. And I'm not sure what he's doing. He seems a bit indecisive if he wants to shoot or hide. And there's a Demoman here who just backs out of everything, and he gets some more cloak, and oh, there's a sentry. Keep in mind, he can't disguise, so this sentry is gonna shoot at him. And he's like, oh, what do I do? And then the Wrangler shield came on, and that's a great opportunity just for sap, and then he focuses it down, grabs it, and keep in mind, destroyed sentries give so much cloak. You see, now he's full. And now he just ate all of that, and then he decides to not go for the medic, because there's just a medic and a sniper, and they're on his team. And now he's going on the side here, and there's another sentry, so jumps up, and actually doesn't get hit, because he knows how sentries turn. And then the engineer goes back, and now the engineer knows that he's there, and he knows this. He knows that he knows. And he still hasn't gotten a disguise yet, so it might be a good idea to get a kill of some idiot sniper like him, and then an idiot wannabe sniper like that guy. And then there's a soldier, and he goes down on the low ground. Keep in mind, he doesn't leave any trace of the kills, no bodies. And then now we can actually... He gets a nice little corner stab, and... Got them 2 kills, and now he's pretty low. He's taking a lot of hits. Butter knives that guy. He is currently on fire, and then he cloaks, and you're asking, well, if he's cloaked, why does he, or if he's on fire, why does he bother going on the cloak? And the answer is, you get damage resistance, and he survived with 2 health. So that's the reason I wanted to show there. It's just some ballsy stuff. He's currently very weak, so as soon as anyone just coughs on him, he's gonna die. But that's a very good thing. I'm not sure if a lot of people know that, but you have some damage resistance just with that regular cloak. It's not that much, but it's a little. There's that spy again with the Eternal Reward, and he doesn't spend that much time and just cloaks and runs away. And then he uncloaks, and we have the dumbest fight that we'll ever see, and that was a random crit that didn't connect. I guess that random crit was broken. Goes back into spawn, keeps on pushing. And he's gonna go around the side here. Let's see. He hasn't actually done too much. It's just been harassing engineers and surviving, and his team is all over the place. So he's gonna go around the corner, And he's gonna run into a soldier. That locks him in the air. And then he shoots the ground where he lands and he dies. As was called balance, because soldiers are pretty good in tight space areas in 1v1s. So keep that in mind. But good stuff with that thing. So now we have a returning player that we haven't seen in a while. It's going to be our lag player. It's going to be Eloressa, is apparently a Demoman. And he's going to be playing on Thunder Mountain. Not Thunder Mountain. That was the other one. He's going to be playing on Upward. Look, I'm not pausing. This is what it looks like. And shoot and detonate and shoot and detonate. So Eloressa is going to be pretty hard to snipe because of this lag, or very easy to snipe depending on the server. And people in the chat always saying that it reduces the duration of afterburn. That is correct. It also does this with Jarate and Mad Milk as well. So now, this is just the standard thing for defending, regardless of what class you are. If you stand on a high ground, that's okay. If you stand on the low ground, it's a bit harder, but Demo is good both on high and low ground. It's one of those. It's the only class that's actually very good from below and up. So, gets a nice couple of kills here, and... Oh, didn't get the kill on that. Wait, hold on. Spy! Oh, shit! Okay, we're back. The modem is back at full capacity. Our 56K modem is all right. Just making sure. And all right, so we got a kill. Gonna be sticking up the card here. We're playing with a severe handicap, by the way, in case you can't tell, because it's just lagging so much. It jumps over, it's the ceiling, lags in the air, and then doing that. So, going around the side and just doing some more sticky traps, and if anyone's dumb enough to walk into them, like this guy, hey, double kill with a right click, and then grabbing this. So, Eloressa doing okay, just staying on the high ground and stay there as long as you like. It's gonna be trying to get some pipes, like getting pipe aim with this is really hard because you can't really do this, so she just holds the knife and then goes back up. Grabs health, spend the time reloading, dropping down, not able to stop him anymore because God knows where her team is, but does get a couple of really nice pipes there despite playing with like 20 frames a second. Spy dies to another rocket, going back, reloading, putting more sticks down. And doing overall pretty good. Like the spies aren't even able to kill this demo because of the lag. It's very hard. So there we go, and yeah, nice high ground. Gets more kills. So keep in mind, Eloressa has no medic and plays with 20 frames a second. The other guy doesn't, and that guy has been killed like 4 times, if not more, by her. So pretty good Demoman stuff. Like it shows that as long as you're just following the basics and you have like an idea of what you're doing, you can play with low frames and it's fine. As Demoman. So we're gonna go and look at a guy named Pollux. He's gonna be playing engineer on Badwater, and he's gonna be playing his main, the engineer. And they've just won the round, and now he's on defense, and he's gonna be playing what I call the Sentry Enhancer, which is basically Rescue Ranger, Wrangler, and just a wrench, basically. And then he's a smart guy, and he does this build. This is very efficient. Start with the teleporter, and then you work on the Sentry, get that to level 2. And then I'm guessing he's gonna, alright, so he's gonna do, alright. Yeah, I forgot. So the reason he's rushing the Sentry is because he's doing this. If you're not rushing the Sentry in that position, you should be working on the dispenser first. So then he just stays here, and he's gonna wait for the Sentry to do something, and then he's gonna pick it up. So he's just waiting, and he's gonna repair it a little bit. He has a couple of bolts, and then he picks it up. When he gets in the red, doesn't want to risk destroying that. However, if the enemy team now decides to bomb, he's fucked. But they don't, so he's fine. So there you go, he's gonna be repairing that up, saving some metal. His dispenser is only level 2, he's gonna work on that and have a bit of a lag, and then his Sentry is gonna cover his ass. And there you go. And he's gonna be working on. When you have excess time as an engineer, you just work on the teleporter. However, it's not a priority because your teammates are supposed to switch to engineer and then do it, but they don't because they're idiots. And then he uses the Wrangler. Keep in mind that a lot of people tend to just give up when the Wrangler is out. You can see it's very weak, and a couple of rockets more, maybe one, would have been enough. And keep in mind the repair rate is still the same as the damage you do to it, so the engineer is not able to sustain it for as long as he did before. However, a lot of people, they just give up as soon as the shield comes up. So if there's more than one dude that shoots at the sentry, just keep shooting at it, and it will go down eventually if you just don't stop. But there's a lot of people like, well, I put 4 rockets into it, I'm not gonna put a 5th, even though the 5th one that would have killed it. So he's just staying on the high ground. He's not being pressured by too much. And he's just staying around, and then he's gonna be helping his engineer friend a little bit. And now they have a sentry covering a sentry, which is really, really strong. The only thing stronger than a sentry covering a sentry is a sentry covering a sentry covering a sentry. And the only thing stronger than that is a sentry covering a sentry covering a sentry covering a sentry. And you start to see a system here. And then, of course, you have the most annoying spy weapon in the game, which is not the Diamondback, because the Diamondback is just frustrating. But this one is annoying because you have to spend 200 metal for 3 seconds of not being able to remove the zapper immediately. So it's a bit cheap. And then you have. Wait, so that guy was using the cow mangler, right? So if you go and look, let's see. There's a cow mangler. Let's see. So we equip that. Yeah, let's say we have it equipped. So it says, does only 20 damage to buildings in red. And this other guy's like, sentry, I shoot. Don't follow my advice if it is the cow, like the cow mangler. Just use it. What? How? Anyway, and then we have Dart Hit. Actually is really good. I don't know, he actually knows. And he picks up his dispenser, moves it over here, and then he repairs it, and then he just goes, I'm an engineer, I have repair bolts. I'm just waiting for my thing to go up, and he doesn't have any buildings just yet, or a sentry, so he goes and just helps his teammates have a sentry, because it's better to have a level 3 than a level 1 than a level 2. Because of metal spent. And then he goes down and just bothers the sniper, and he lags at the most crucial moment, doesn't get to the medic. He probably would have gotten it because the crit gods would have rewarded him with a crit. And then he builds a sentry and he gets destroyed immediately, and you're like, well, why? Like, why did he build a sentry and spend 130 metal to just have it destroyed instantly? That seems kind of dumb. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can actually rewind and you'll see that when he builds the sentry, the pyro with the shotgun hits the sentry and not him. So he basically gave himself a 50 HP shield armor thing and didn't take the damage himself because he was actually in the red. So actually, let's do go back and have a look at that, because that, I don't think a lot of engineers do that. He's basically just buying time. Let's see. Yes. All right, so he's currently at 18 health, right? And you can see the pyro is shooting him. He has 200 metal, and here's the pyro. All right, there he is. He sees the target, jumps, builds, and then the pyro decides to focus on the sentry instead of him, and then switches back to the flamethrower and doesn't hit him, and then he escapes and goes back to the sentry. So pyro hit that instead of him, so he didn't actually like use it as a shield, but more like a distraction, because the pyro's like, I'm not gonna allow this to build. And then he destroys it, and then the engineer with 15 health, which would have died, survives. So it's kind of like, we do something right, and they do something wrong. And then he loses the sentry immediately. But, thanks to the Rescue Ranger, he can redeploy here, but there is a lot of sentries here, and you can see that the soldiers are pretty uncontested, and then he dies. Because if you only have engineers, the soldiers can just stay really far away and just shoot them and destroy them. And unless you have smart guys helping out, then it's going to be a pain in the ass. All right, moving on. What are we doing on time? We've been going for a while. It's going to be a long episode. This is a lot of stuff. Everyone's getting featured. So this is actually competitive. This is Amadeus. He's playing Scout. He is using a drink. I believe it's the bunk. And he's going to be on scout duty. So these are some Highlander pro tips for scouts. So what you do is you just sit on the cart. And then, because this is a lobby, people are on the level of pubs. So then we have a soldier here. He's probably just going to stall the cart. And then there's a medic here for whatever reason. And he dies. Just like a pub. And then there's a pyro by himself. So he goes for a little drink to prevent the damage. And then he goes back to his medic, helps the medic build some Uber. And then he goes and continues to push the payload. And there's a heavy all by himself, getting killed, just like in a pub. And then they're still pushing, and that soldier is right in the open by himself in a pub. So you can see that the enemy team is utilizing the strategy of being by themselves in the open and dying, and it's not working out for them. It's probably the worst strategy you can do. But he saw that there was a sentry there, so he knows. Yep, absolutely. So he tries to go for a couple of pot shots to tip damage. It does work, but the engineer is doing it. However, if he's communicating with his team, he's like, I'm going to be taking the pushback, and while he's here, allows the soldier to jump away and ignore the sentry, and the heavy shows up a little bit late, but the heavy is going to be able to assist when he gets the last hit on the building. So he goes around, he's going to go and flank, catches a demo by himself. I would have liked him to be a bit more aggressive there, but we have the Huntsman Sniper, which you know is just like top tier in the competitive league, especially in on this map. The Huntsman is absolutely terrible, so he's just doing that to match his team that is getting absolutely destroyed because they keep attacking one at a time and dying constantly. So, still pushing the cart. It's just, yeah, keep pushing the cart, Scout. That's your job. Because you push for 2 people. Because your name is Ruin, and the year is whatever year Ruin was active. Takes some hits, goes back to the payload, pushes it, jumps up, does some more pot shot. He almost falls to his death, but he has enough control, so that's not an issue. And does some pot shots on the heavy, gets speed on, grabs the health, and there's an enemy pyro, misses it because he says that he doesn't do, like he aims here and looks up and shoots, but he keeps doing it a lot. But it's not as much as it used to be. And then he tries to drink and then he dies, but he was by himself and there was 4 wrecks, so he probably wouldn't have survived anyway. So, that was a good, like he submitted other stuff where he uses the Mad Milk as well, but that wasn't as interesting as this one. Because I do like the fact that he goes in, he takes all the pushback, and the soldier's like, I'm gonna jump away. I'm not even gonna look at the sentry, because I don't understand buildings. So this is the critic. I don't think we've seen him before, and he's gonna be using something on alt. Damn it, and then I have to please unequip shit that's in unbind alt. There we go. Please unequip like challenge stuff and have it in your action slot because I have mine on alt. That's why you hear quacks every now and again. He's playing engineer on attack, gunslinger. He's also using the fun weapon known as the short circuit. So keep in mind, I've modded mine, so mine says nope whenever he uses it. Currently no metal, no problem. Knows the map, knows where to get the metal. Didn't get the metal though. Guess maybe someone else got it. Oh, look at that. So he goes, oh, there's a bunch of sticks. Wait, hold on. Just a second, guys. I got this one. There we go. Easy.
Easy operation.
Nice. All right, so then he goes on and keeps on pushing. Gets a kill, puts down a sentry on the flank here. Let's go and grab some more ammo. A lot of engineers don't pay attention to ammo kits. You always want to pick up ammo kits. And he destroys the sentry. He has a bind that destroys and rebuilds. We talked about this in the past. This is very good, saves you a lot of time, especially in high-stress scenarios. And then he wants medics to heal him, but good luck with that, bro. And that's a spy, and he's super weak, so you don't want to contest him too much. And then the spy literally, I'm not sure what he did, but he died. And there you go. He's going to go around the side and build the dispenser. Going to rebuild the sentry slightly forward. A bit slow on that noping, but he removes the rocket. And removes the rocket. And removes the rocket. There's a sentry and a sniper. Can't nope that away. Not yet, anyway. Kills the pyro. Might be a spy. I don't know. Nice air blast by the other guy that's not featured, even though he got featured. And then he goes and just pushes. And then helps get a spy killed. And then they capture him. That was pretty weak. Gonna go back. Not too far back. He's gonna kill this Pyro again. On a killing spree. That's right. Engineer power. The soldier just backs out of there. So, how do you counter an engineer that's just using this on the payload when you were playing soldier and demo, and that's mostly your team? It's hard. You just gotta shoot more, I guess, or use bullets, or maybe just burn him, or snipe him, or stab him, or anything that isn't projectile based, I guess. Or you can just jump on his face and whack him in the face with whatever melee you have, or you can be a demo knight and you can just charge in, or something. Or you can just completely ignore him, like this guy, and then he can have the shakiest aim I've ever seen in my life and not hit a single bullet shot. Well, he spent 5 bullets and hit him for 9. And then he rebuilds this, holds it forward. He's not doing too much with the teleporters because he's on the payload and he's actually the guy that's doing quite a lot of work in the front by himself there. And then he dies to a Pyro. That may or may not die to the sentry he just built. But he did all right. That's the only short circuit dude we had today. So it's good to know that somebody's main is a short circuit. So now we're gonna be featuring my buddy from my first team, all about the HiGPS. So if you wanna go back in time and listen to a salty GPS that was mad in the past, you can do that. It's in the channel somewhere. All right, so here he is, and this is just a pub. And he's playing sniper with the SMG and the Shiv. And this is his main loadout. So we're gonna see exactly what it does. And he has pretty good positioning, and he plays sniper, and I think he's as good as me now, because I don't play that much. Start off by getting a scout. So if you play sniper enough, you know how people move and stuff. So he goes in, and it's like, all right, so who do you go for? Well, you try and go for the medic. Right? So he's just biding his time, so being sure to click the head, and he hits the railing, I think. All right, that's fine. So we get another shot, and we get it on the second shot. And then there's the other sniper, and he hasn't actually seen us. A nice little flick. He takes him out, and then this Demoman runs and doesn't jump and doesn't strafe. Jumps, and then he's retreating, and then we hit the spy regardless. And then we have Captain ignores us over here, and whoop, taking him out with a headshot. Nice little flick there. And if you ask like, how do I get good with the flicking thing? And the answer is just like, well, gotta play sniper a lot, like a lot. But you see, he's not being passive. He's actually in the front by himself now, but he seems to be doing well on his own, actually. He's killing everybody. And medic gives him overheal, so that's one thing. And he gets a kill on that one, because you don't want to be predictable. And he actually shut the wall there, because he knew the scout was going to be there, but he didn't account for the wall. And that happens a lot when you play sniper enough, you're able to like trace people. Like if you see people running and they like run through a wall, you can be like, they're kind of running this fast, and this is where they'll be. And you kind of don't want to wait. You have like your own groove, and that's why a lot of snipers, even on the higher levels, shoot people when they're behind walls. So here we have a sniper with the arrows as well as the rifle. That's always a spy. And then, wow, I like this one. I'm actually gonna go back and let's see. It's 16000 maybe. Let's go back and have a look at that. All right, so there's the demo. All right, so look at this. So he thinks that the demo is actually gonna go here, right? So if the demo goes, his head will go like that and be like here, right? So, but witness what the demo's doing instead. It goes down instead of up, and we're like, not predictable. Oh, and he does a little shake. He's like, I can't believe I was so wrong. I was wrong about you, Demoman. And then that was a spy, probably. So, yep, there you go. People who aren't moving are easy to headshots. Probably should have charged it a little bit longer there. So here's the thing. If he has fucking bullet resist, what you do is that you pull out your shell and you whack him, Murloc. You don't go for a quick scope headshot that does 13 damage, you idiot. And then he pulls out this, and then the scout's like, see ya! And then he switches back. He's gonna try. Well, he gets bonked. And misses the shot barely on that soldier, because they do have arcs when they fly, and you should play sniper a lot, and you always go for the difficult shots. It's gonna be difficult. And then he gets sniped in the blind zone, and that was, it wasn't that guy, but it was the other sniper. So basically what happened to him happened earlier. So if you play, well, this isn't correct because I have like over 1,000 hours of sniper, because what happened to me was that on the May If you look on my profile, I have all my achievements on May in some year. And what happened is that I had an alt account that I used for testing. And the stats got swapped. So I have lost like my super thing. And whenever I talk to Steam support about it, like my hours have been swapped to this other account. And they're like, you can reset your stats in the game. Case closed. That's what support said. Anyway, we're gonna move on and we're gonna look at a guy who knows how to play Demoman with the sticky jumper. And this is gonna be Merple. Here is Merple with his nice, powerful green gibbous. And he is gonna be annoying as fuck. And he has extremely good piping. Like, look at this. Like, I can't do that because I don't play Demoman enough. And he's like looking for some predictable movement, takes him out with a dark pipe. I would not have been able to land that, and he lands a double pipe on the sniper, and then he's like, see ya! And then there's a soldier, and misses the air shot. The double air shot doesn't connect. How does that feel, Merple? And then he just goes, well, I'm gonna go and grab this, and he's gonna actually use another sticky to dampen his fall and further effectivize his health kit. I remember playing with Sirki the Drew, or whatever he was called.
Predictable!
Nice little shot there. And he was playing this kind of loadout and was really good at it. Oh, there we go. There's the little air shot thing, the little juggle. And then he jumps up here. And he has so much mobility right now. He doesn't have a lot of area denial, but he can jump in and jump out. And the sticky jumper is seriously strong if your pipe aim is good and the other team doesn't stop you. Like, if they don't have a good heavy or like a good sniper or anything that can stop you, because it's very difficult for anyone else except heavies and snipers to do anything about like these crazy, really good sticky jumping demos. So he's like, hey, here I am, come get me. And he's like, I'm gonna get ya. And then air shot. And then he's like, well, bye-bye, I'm gonna go and get this health kit now. And I'm back to almost full health. I'm gonna jump this thing, and there we go. There's another soldier, and taking him out.
Easy operation.
Didn't quite kill him yet, but the soldier's gonna go back here and out with the pan. He's gonna go for a little jumpy jumps. Oh, and then he won, and he's second on his team. That's pretty good. I don't ever use the sticky jumper. I've tried to do what he does. He makes it look easy. I just fail spectacularly because I don't have the pipe tracking aim and the game sense that goes with playing something like we talked about earlier in the main thing. If you play one thing long enough, you start to see this opening and these timings that you can abuse. Like when I'm a sniper, if I'm lit on fire, it doesn't change my accuracy because I know the flicks, so I just shoot whenever I don't flick, right? He has the same with the Demoman and the sticky jumper. He knows what he can do and he can't do. So this is going to be a seaport time, and he's going to be doing a great of a really good push as a Demoman here on attack on Badwater. He's probably a Demoman, and you can hurt yourself there, and he's like a drunken dude. He's like, fucking drunk, whatever. Then he's going to jump out, and we have a medic actually who has Uber, and he's not afraid to use it, and he doesn't die with it either. And that helps. Is that engineer a spy? Oh, gee, I wonder. Oh, you're a spy? Nope, not a spy. And there you go. Yep, taking him out. Seaport time. Gonna be moving forward. Here's the medic, and he's like, well, my soldier died, and he's like, oh, you have buildings? Cool, I hate buildings. There you go. Engineer trap's gonna doom the rest of your team. And then, boom. That was all of it, actually. The entire defense gone. And the spy came in, and then Pyro won some kills, and then the teleporter was active, and then some people came through and they died, and then just gonna stop it there because basically what happened is that they just completely steamrolled the other team and they won. I don't think you'll find that hard to believe after that first push. So coming up next is going to be Electric Maze, and he's going to be playing Scout. He's going to be using the Rap Assassin, I think. That's the only non-stock he's going to be using. And he's going to be doing everything by himself. So what I mean by everything is that sometimes, I think is this some kind of competitive maybe? Because I see that his spray is different. Anyway, what I mean by doing everything, he's gonna cap, he's gonna kill everyone, and he's gonna flank. Those 3 things that your team is supposed to do with you. So he goes on and goes for this, and then I don't think this is competitive. Maybe they just have the damage spray off or something. That might be a community server, who knows? Didn't say. And then he hits the wall and he's like, well, okay, and then he's gonna be shooting. Pew, 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 pew. Reload. Pew, pew, pew. Oh, got hit. So right now he's the only one out here by himself, and there's so much blue. And he's like, well, and they actually don't follow up on him because they're not that great. So then he goes and gonna go back. And then there's 2 guys on the point, a heavy and the scout with the slowest reaction time I've ever seen. And he kills both of them, and then he captures. So he has done the killing and the capture. Now he's captured this, and now he grabs this thing, and now instantly the other team is gonna go and try and capture, and then he runs into another scout, and then he's on the point by himself. And there's a heavy and another scout, and then he goes and tries to kill this heavy. Isn't all that effective. Gets a random crit, and then there's another scout. And keep in mind, he's now battled 3, that's 3 people by himself, and his team is nowhere to be seen. I don't know where they are. They're not here. All right. And then, well, there's the medic by himself. And then they start to recapture, and then he runs past the Pyro. He's going up and going to capture this, so all his team has to do is block the middle point. That's all they have to do. They just have to walk to the middle point and block it, but they don't, because this is Sunshine, and this is the map where your team sucks, and this happens, Jesus, this happens to me like so much. Sunshine is the game where the most people that don't know anything about the game hang out and play it. But then luckily now his teammates eventually, when he's almost captured the enemy second by himself, decides that, oh yeah, we can just hold W and just aim towards the enemy base and our character will bring us there. That's good news, right? So then he goes and he captures, keeps on running forward, and then he goes and captures this, dodges a little bit, and he captures this as well, and where the blue team is, I have no idea, and he just jumps on the point and he captures and he wins. And that was round 1 for him, and he had 51 points, which is a lot for a 5 CP map, I think. So we're gonna look at a guy whose main is Soldier, and he's gonna be using the black box and the buff banner, and he's not gonna rocket jump once. This is gonna be James Nathan 2, and he's playing here on Nucleus, a map that sucks. But Nathan does not suck, so that is quite interesting. So he's just going to be occupying this space, and he's like, yep, that's the map. I know this one. So then he uses the wall to not take damage, and his heavy doesn't know the map. And he's like, surprise! And the heavy's like, where'd he come from? And I'm like, I was behind you, idiot. Tricked you. Tricked you good. And then he goes down here, and he sees that there's a scout, and the scout's like, there's a soldier. I'm going to run up in his face. And then I'll think of something. And then he kills him too. He's building the rage so he can blow the horn. He can almost blow as hard as the other team does. And then he shoots a little spam rocket. They're currently capturing. Shoot some stuff. There's a spy here. But why did you shoot the same spot twice? The spy is going to be elsewhere. Anyway. Oh, there he is. Oh, you thought you could have me, but I have this secret attack, and now I'm going to let you think you can escape by pretending to have bad aim, but then having good aim in the end. It's a little mind games there. So then he runs out of Pyro. That didn't air blast, but that's okay. He's occupying the space. He hasn't captured, but he's keeping the enemies at bay. The fish pants. No. Morty. No match. Then he goes and grabs some ammo. And then we have a red soldier who's running in the exact opposite direction of where he normally would be going. So that's probably a spy. And then he hit someone that had mini crits on, and then he kills the Pyro. Now he has rage again. Despite all this rage, he's not Nicolas Cage. And there he goes. He's camping the enemy spawn. One shots the scout who, I think that was the last guy. I was like, I'm gonna run in his face. And then he saw the heavy soldier. He's like, I'm gonna do it again. Even when he has glowy weapons. He has super Australium. That's what he has. And then he kills the sniper. overkill. Heals himself, doesn't need any medic. Sniper who didn't even notice getting hit by rockets. Right side of spawn. Spy checking the spy. People are like, this weapon is OP because you can obviously see that he's just healing and getting 20 health back per rocket. But taking into consideration that the enemy team doesn't shoot him, they just die. That's all they do. I mean, they could switch classes to, you know, soldier or a demo or a heavy and a medic and stuff, but they don't. They just, oh, well, there's a heavy. And then he dies. Army bro getting taken out. He has no chance of survival. And keep in mind, the blue team hasn't been able to capture the middle point once this entire game. And he's just staying on the high ground. There's that scout again. And now he actually shot him. But he does die again. So he's like, I have died to this soldier 3 or 4 times now. I think the 5th time will be the time I get him. And I'm gonna be utilizing the strategy of running up in his face because I know, because I saw some scout YouTuber who was like, you should always run in people's faces when you play scout. And that applies for all cases always. And that's what he did. And then the other team kind of just leaves because of this unstoppable kill streak. I mean, they see that his weapon is gold. They see that his 13 kill streak. Unstoppable. And there's that scout again. Then sees 2 soldiers run up to them and die. And James Nathan showing that you can actually top frag as a soldier and not rocket jump once. So this is going to be the last demo for today, and actually the last demo for a while. And this is going to be the Alchemist. He's going to be a spy that lives for too long because the other team sucks. All right, so we're here on Mountain Lab, a map that sucks. The last point's worst, and the capture time on the first point is ridiculously long. So he's currently on the blue team, and then he's like, yeah, I'm on the blue team. I'm not supposed to stab my own team. Whoops, he just switched. So then he goes, and he is going to go for a stab, maybe. Here he comes. I got the heavy. That was almost dead anyway. Doesn't matter. We're going to go, and we're going to butter knife the medic, and we're going to hit him once, and he dies. I did something as a spy, despite my entire team being present, but I was useful. I got the assist. Fuck everyone else. I have a quack. Look at my quack clock. Alright. Then. Alright. Careful. Mission impossible. That's what we're gonna go for. So we're gonna go and steal some cloak from this, and then we're gonna sap it so the engineer knows, and then we're gonna just hightail it out of there. And then the other engineer, they don't know. Alright, so he's destroy the building, and we have another spy. Not sure if he's friendly or not, but there's an engineer here who should really do whack. Is there a spy? No, he should whack spy. No, is there whack? Is there a spy? No, he doesn't do that. He's just like, I have to watch the sentry. Oops, dead. And now he is doing okay. He's done the alchemist. He's done a bit of saps. He has the high ground. His full overview of everything that goes on. Let's see what he does. He goes down. He doesn't need to sap the teleporter because the teleporter actually doesn't do anything. And then he runs into Johnny Boy, who's like, I just bumped that guy. To think about it. All right, so this is where it started. His toilet's on fire. So he misses the stab. He has 2 health. Oh, the medic missed. Oh, the engineer missed. Get the stab. The gun's active. Shit. Oh, get the stab. Ooh, get the stab. Oh, 2 health. Cloak. And oh. What? How did he get out of there? It was like, oh Jesus! It's like one of those bullet hell games. Is what the alchemists just pull off there. Holy shit, dude! 2 health. Like anything would have killed him. Wow. Okay, so not dead, and he's still alive. All right. So can he get the capture? So we have to deal with this. And there's the engineer. And do you think the engineer knows? Do you think the engineer knows we're a spy? Do you think he knows? Ah, the Pyro knows. Oh, shit. Fuck. Yeah, so that was mains. Everybody has a main, or maybe you should have. And Flutter Drive's like, I rocket jumped once. I was like, well, it didn't matter when you did it. Flutter Drive. All right, so we're coming close to 300. 300 is going to be next weekend. And for 300, I have something special planned, something I've been keeping tabs on. You know when you submit stuff to me and then you're like, oh man, this is really funny, or this is so stupid. And then you submit it to me and then it doesn't get featured. And you're like, what the fuck? I submitted like a super dumb thing. The reason is I've been saving those. I have a folder named the Stupid Compilation, where it's the dumbest submissions from 2016 and 2017. The dumbest shit that has ever been sent to me will be featured exclusively in episode 300. And there's people from today who will get featured as well, because there was some dumb shit that happened today. And then after episode 300, I will be gone for 2 weekends in a row because I'm traveling, so I won't be here. There will be How to Win Casuals will be going up, but after 300, HiGPS is just taking a break because there's a couple of other videos that I want to make. I can just tell you right now, the 2 I want to make, and they will require a lot of research and a lot of work, and they're not live broadcasted like this. So one is going to be how to get good, like how you actually get good. And the other one is actually going to be something I've wanted to make for a while, but I just hadn't had time because work and time as an adult sucks. And the other is how to balance stuff, like how balancing actually works from the core. And then after those 2 are done, HiGPS will resume, and hopefully in 2018 in March is when the Pyro update hits. Maybe before that. You can send me shit, but I won't look at it because there's no topic. All right? There's no topic. I will. Okay, wait, I changed my mind. You can send me dumb shit, like stupid, funny, crazy strategies you can't send me that, and maybe if I get enough, then I will do one of those. So thank you guys for watching. If you're watching this on YouTube, there is a link in the description below to a raffle where you can win an item. And if you're watching this in the live stream, the link should be in the chat fairly soon. So thank you for watching, and stay tuned for episode 300.